keeping you informed.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Burby's 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Diana, join me on the Lall Show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:20 p.m. and a rebroadcast at 11 a.m. The Lall Show only on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM.
It's 19 hours 20 in Guyana, right across the Eastern Caribbean. No, I don't want your jacket this morning. This evening. Welcome to the Lall Show on 99.1 and 99.5 FM. It's Wednesday. I must give you a compliment this evening. My constant heed to you to attend makeup class has finally paid off. And I like the way your makeup is doing. So whoever was your makeup artist, the classes you've been to, congrats to them. And you're doing a good job. You're doing a fantastic job. So it sees that, hard work do pay off. So congratulations to you and your makeup. I like your jacket, but not my style, so I won't ask for that tonight. All I will ask for is that you continue doing your makeup like that. So over to you.
Thank you, Joshua. Namaste,
Welcome.
Joshua.
Namaste.
Namaste, guys. Namaste. Thank you for listening, guys. In Guyana and around the world. Joshua got me cracking up here. Joshua doesn't want my jacket. And he's talking about the powder I have on my face. Come on, Joshua. Oh, it's just a little brush I rub on the face, Joshua. Everybody does this around the world.
True.
All the movie stars, the presidents and prime ministers and celebrities and all these things. You see, you got to put these things on to take off the light, the reflector.
Yes.
If not, it affects you. It affects your eyes, your
All of
face.
that you learn in the classes. I'm happy.
Yeah, you got to learn these things, I never wanted to take a brush and rub it on my face. But I guess you got to do.
You got to do what you don't like sometimes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right. It's Wednesday.
It is.
All day Wednesday.
All day Wednesday.
And I love Wednesdays. I love Fridays more.
Me too.
Joshua?
Yes, sir.
An uninformed society is a threat to democracy. You know who said that? A man named Barack Obama. I love that kid.
Me too.
I love him. Yes. But I would say, Lall would say, an uninformed population in the oil and gas sector here in Guyana, yes, is not a threat to poverty. It will lead to starvation. You believe that?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Uninformed. Yes. Knowledge. Knowledge and wisdom, uncle, is the greatest gift we can give. We can give or we can have. I love to learn every day. Every day I learn things. And I will never learn. As a matter of fact, I sleep with my television on. Yes, never come off. Gotta learn, you gotta see, you gotta know. If you don't know what's happening in and around you, especially in this dog world we're living in, man, no. Joshua?
Yes, sir.
I want to give a heartfelt congratulations to all those kids from the Anna Regina Multilateral School on the Essequibo Coast. They have surprised everybody, Joshua.
Yes, they did.
They have surprised the whole country with that CSEC exams. Ramal Babulal. Hey Joshua, no relation to Lall, okay? That kid obtained 27 subjects. My gosh, congratulations,
Congratulations to you.
24 grade 1s and 3 grade 2. Wow. An next one, Autam Hiralal. Babulal Hiralal. You know what? Let me say both of them are my family, man. Autam get 25 subjects, 24 grade 1 and 1 grade 2. And Daniel Dowding, that kid get 25 subjects, 22 grade 1 and 3 grade 2. Joshua, all three of them come from Essequibo. Essequibo County. That's where Glenn Lall was born and grew up. Yes. And guess what? We never had in this country a president from Essequibo ever.
Yeah, true.
But one is going to make it. One is going to make it. A heartfelt congratulations also go out from myself and my family and all the staff at Kaieteur News to Bidesh Prasad, who wrote the CAPE exams and got 15 subjects, 14 grade 1 and 1 grade 2. Man, I am extremely proud. Yes, I am proud of them all. All four, Joshua.
Yes.
Yes. I would like somebody who know them to tell them to give me a call. I have a token of appreciation for each one of them. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I always do that, you know.
Give them your number.
624-6456.
One more time.
I understand the joy, gratitude, and pride of their parents and grandparents, teachers, and the communities, because I experienced those same feelings myself with my only daughter. Joshua, you never know this. 20 years ago, Uncle and Auntie, my daughter came fourth in this country with CXC, now changed to the CSEC. The only difference, she wasn't born in Essequibo, but her father was. Let me give her a big congratulations along with all four of those guys. Congratulations, guys, and namaste. So, Joshua, you see where I come from? My child went to school, went to Queen's College, and came fourth in this country. Yes. And was given, yes, a partial scholarship to St. John's University, where she graduated with her master's, yes, in business administration. She got it through full-time university and not online and part-time, as some of our government officials claim they have an MBA behind the name. Oh, I love it. Yes. Let's get going with our story tonight. I want to say, Josh, before I get into tonight's real story, I want to say a special thank you to all those guys who send me messages on my iPhone, on YouTube, on Facebook, and on my TikTok. And WhatsApp as well. You know, I'm so happy that you guys are waking up to the reality of what's taking place in this country. I am extremely happy. I did a TikTok yesterday, Uncle, after a long time, and was very happy with some of the comments I heard. I didn't read them, Josh. This is what I said, Joshua. This is what I said in the TikTok. Them give away billions worth of VIL blocks for free. That's what they want us to believe. Global Witness, an international organization, said Guyana left 55 billion American dollars on the table during the oil deal and collected a dirty 2% royalty with a 50-50 profit sharing. We also don't lose a couple of billions American dollars And we will lose plenty more billions because Jagdev is not installing that ring fencing provision. I said Jagdev did not hire any independent, trustworthy experts to review and audit them 9 and 10 billion US dollar oil projects out there. I said billions of barrels of oil will go out of Guyana and not a single cent Guyana will get in taxes unless I win that court battle. Billions lost in our oil blocks. We're losing billions due to the lack of ring fencing. Billions more lost from not hiring experts. And many, many more billions we will lose out in taxes. Yes. And on top of all of that, this country and every citizen in it is not fully safeguarded or protected from any oil spill which can lead to Guyana being wiped out completely, worse than a tsunami. So, Guyana giving away everything in the billions of US dollars, and at the same time, we leaders running to IDB, CDB, and IMF for loans in the tune of millions to renovate and rehabilitate hospitals and health centers. Yes, to fix schools, patch roads, and even give handouts and grants across this land. We're giving away billions and borrowing millions to eat bread. And I said in the TikTok, on top of all of that giveaway, the only fine piece of light Guyanese see at the end of the tunnel is the little money we get out of the scampish 50-50 profit sharing. And that is in trouble too, Uncle. Although the oil contract gives Guyana the authority to demand to know every cent the oil company is spending on a monthly basis, Jagdev telling us at year end, only at year end we can verify and check the spendings. And then I tell them, God bless them. And God bless Guyana. He said Guyana doesn't have a co-management arrangement with ExxonMobil to check the cost or the bills. But we can only do 2 audits at the end of the year. One with the GRA and one with the minister. Yes, and I finished there. I saw thousands of people viewed it and they made their comments. And I felt happy. I think I'm going to make 1 or 2 every week and put it out there so that people who cannot sit a whole hour and listen to these programs, I'm going to try to put it in a nutshell so that they can grasp what's going on. Very simple. One very important question someone asked me on the TikTok. They said, Glenn, why Jagdev is not doing the checking on a monthly basis? And insisting that we don't have the power to check the cost on a monthly basis. Hi. That's a very difficult question for me to answer, Uncle. But I will say this to that guy, to that individual. If your father and a stranger have an arrangement to do a 50-50 business with Lall Banana and Coconut Farm, and your father is not checking the expenses, then whose side he on? Is he defending the family's interests or is he defending the stranger's interests? That's the best I can answer this question, my friend. That's the best I can do. Who interests Jagdev I'm looking out for? That is something for you to answer. And why he's not looking out for our interests. Another question that touched my heart was from a fisherman. A fisherman. The guy said, "Good day, sir. Can you please do a video on the tax we as seamen have to pay and why ExxonMobil not paying no taxes? It is very unfair." And the person said, "Thank you, Glenn. Thank you for keeping up. Keep up. Thank you and keep up the good work." Oh boy. How do you respond to a brother who is hurting like that? Tony, how do you do that? How do you respond to a brother who is hurting, pouring out his heart with the injustice being done to him and the pain he feels? How do you do that, man? I don't know. Nothing seems to be going right in this country. I am not seeing Africa or Asia in Guyana, Uncle and Auntie. If real changes, real leadership doesn't take root now, then I am seeing how Guyana is preparing to be a slave camp for future generations. Raj? Man, I don't know. I am not getting the signal. I'm not getting a signal there. You know, Tony, I don't know. I don't know how do you respond to these things? How do you respond to people who are hurt, who are listening, who are seeing these things? They're not hearing me. I apologize. I apologize for that little flaw of technical difficulties we had there just now. The mic fell off. I wasn't certain whether you guys were hearing me. But like I said, how do you respond to an individual like that? A fisherman who is telling you, "Glenn, we are paying taxes and these oil company not paying taxes." Is that fair?
No.
Right. This morning, I woke up with the news of the new British Prime Minister, Liz Truss. Her name is Liz Truss. Second day in office and in Parliament today. First thing on the agenda, taxes. That's what we heard. Taxes from the oil companies and the rich.
Good. Tax them.
England plus other European countries earlier this year slap on extra taxes on excess profits oil companies make. England was one of them that slap on 25% tax this year only. And the first thing this new Prime Minister is meeting up with from the opposition is taxing the oil companies.
Yes.
But she was against it. I don't know why, don't ask me. Maybe she have her own reasons or she have ways how to make the British people live a good life without taxing the oil companies further. But I do know that they were taxed earlier this year, 25%. Canada and the US this year too increased their royalty rates on the oil companies. Lall got to beg for money for pay lawyers to take our government to court for a fight to get oil companies to pay taxes in this country like everybody else. Beautiful, eh? Just like how that fisherman feel about them paying taxes, so is Lall paying taxes in this country and the foreigners not paying nothing. Is this fair?
No,
Is this fair play, man?
not at all.
Is this justice, Auntie? Is this how national leaders protect our present and future with our resources, our wealth? Is this the best our politicians can do and get from our resources, man? Huh? We not getting our rightful royalties nowhere in the bauxite, in the gold, in the diamond. We're not getting the rightful share in the timber, in our manganese, and now in our oil. Huh? And on top of that, these people not paying a single cent taxes, man. How can this banditry, this wholesale robbery and chronic thievery ever be accepted or ever acceptable in this country, man? How? Huh? Am I going wrong somewhere? Am I seeing too much? Or am I saying too much? Do I love this country too much? Huh? I don't know. Tony, let's look at this thing this way. Let's look at it this way. This massive oil wealth is ours. We have been blessed with it. But it is just disappearing like smoke before our eyes. And our politicians are attacking people like me instead of saying, let them join hands, put their heads together and work towards fixing all the wrongs and mistakes with the right solution.
Yes.
Hmm?
Yeah.
The war with Russia and Ukraine has added more pain to the sufferings of the world today. Was COVID first, Uncle? One type of the virus after another one. That threw the whole world into shambles, which led to a total lockdown, resulting in food shortages, unemployment, rising cost of living, famine, drought, fuel shortages, and food shortages all over the world. Every single day, Uncle, when you think that better gonna come, something new pop up, man.
So true.
Yes, something new pop up.
Yes.
It's drought. Wildfire here and wildfire there. Monkeypox. Monsoons that have led to massive flooding in Pakistan right now, in parts of China and India, in Australia, in Sudan. 1/3 of Pakistan. 1/3 of Pakistan. With almost 40 million people, barely have a piece of high ground to put a tarpaulin to sleep and food to eat presently. 1/3. Almost 50 million people. Yeah. Somalia is presently going through a drought. Over 7.5 million people affected. They say half may dead. Half of that may die. Just imagine the pain and suffering, the needs, and the fears of so many millions of people from different parts of the world have to put up with on a daily basis in this universe.
Yeah.
Just imagine. The news this morning, Bernard, welcome you late. The news, Bernard, this morning show how the Pakistanis are forced to drink the flood water to survive.
Oh boy.
Yeah, man. You got to see how the animals, cows and bulls, barely have their head up in the water. If the water doesn't go down, which I doubt will, all will die.
Wow.
You know, it's immensely sad to look at these animals. By the thousands, can't move. They just stand one place with their head up in the air, just their neck above in the water. The people are pleading and begging for anything. Any helping hand they can get from anybody. But guess what, Bernard? Little or nothing going their way. Not in this guava season. Everybody's hurt. And everybody pitching in, everybody holding on to the little piece they have.
Except us.
Yes, except Guyana.
We give it away.
I just talk about that, Bernard. We give away everything. The advanced, the mighty, the sophisticated, the king of the world. Europe is in shambles. Yeah, man. The mighty of the world, Europe is in shambles, uncle. Parts of the Balkans also in trouble. North Macedonia and others are also in shambles. Winter is kicking in. You hear me? Winter is kicking in that part of the world. And Russia chop off the pipeline that supplies them with heating gas for their homes, offices, and businesses.
Big trouble.
The government in North Macedonia, I saw it this morning. Call on the citizens to turn off their computers before they go to bed to save electricity. You hear that, Bernard? Yes. Wow. I am not happy about it, and I am not laughing about that, uncle and auntie. I hope some of them feel the pain and suffering what hundreds of millions of Africans and Asians going through all their lives without proper heating or electricity all across Africa and Asia. Because of one man, uncle, Vladimir Putin, the whole world is now forced to deal with more hardships, more sufferings. Fuel price gone up, flour price for bread and pastries and rotis gone up. Everything gone up. It's pain and suffering all over again. Yes. Yes, Bernard. So let me ask you this simple question, Bernard. When the whole of Europe under pressure, America and Canada also under pressure, what do you think will become of countries like Guyana and those in Asia and Africa that has something called gold, diamond, bauxite, oil and manganese and lithium and stuff like that, man. Could you answer me? Yeah?
You'll be squeezed.
When they used to live the life like kings and queens, uncle and auntie, they robbed the pants, the underwear off me and you. They robbed the teeth out of our mouth, the hair off we head. Partnering with these bourgeois corrupt politicians, yes, to drain the lifeblood out of me and you. Now they're facing the inevitable. What do you think they're going to do now, uncle? What do you think they're going to do to us now? When they were living like kings and queens, they were partnering with our bourgeois leaders, the third world bourgeois leaders, and take we teeth out, down to the underwear. Now, where they are, where they have to beg their citizens for turn off their computer for save electricity. When they wouldn't get electricity or gas to give them a good night's rest due to the winter that is coming. Oh, what do you think they're going to do now? Bernard? You don't know? They will corrupt the leaders them even more this time, to grab on to whatever left in your country, to take even your underwear off. Yes, to make things right for their people. Yes. And the cycle of pain, poverty and punishment and loans will expand and continue this side of the fence in our countries. You hear me? That is what will happen. One person asked me this morning, Mr. Lall, considering the state of the world, what does it mean for Guyana? How bad will Guyana get? Oh. You know what I told him, Bernard? Read the Kaieteur news every day, and you will get a true picture of the real Guyana, where these politicians taking this country. A few days ago, Kaieteur News exposed a story in which the World Bank carrying out an assessment of how we doing in the oil and gas sector, with a $20 million loan they gave us to put we self in order, Bernard. You hear that? The people carry out an investigation to see how well we doing with the loan they gave us. They found out that the coalition government had put in place a system which involves a set of officials within the ministries of finance, public works ministry, foreign affairs, GGMC, GRA, EPA, Bank of Guyana, Bureau of Statistics, Land of Surveys, Civil Defense Commission, MARAD, and Civil Aviation Authority. All those people, the system put to overlook, protect, and ensure that the oil sector, yes, is run and managed properly. You hear that? That's what the people found out. That the coalition government put all them people in place to ensure that this oil sector is managed, developed, and run properly. Uncle and auntie, guess what? The PPP come in and broke up the system and move all the responsibility, yes, what all them people had to take care of, to one place, office of the president. Part of that $20 million loan was spent to put that system in place and those people in place. Where we are today. Anybody know how the sector is being managed or run?
No.
That's the point. So what happened? The money we borrow, the people take it and put the system in place to work. and they move it and it's done.
Wow.
You think Barra Jagdeo them want help to manage and monitor, regulate this oil sector? No, they don't want anything. No. Winston Jordan, the former finance minister, also said the other day in the Kaieteur News that the coalition did a lot of work on improving the Petroleum Commission law to oversee our oil sector and left it there. You hear about that? Jagdeo go in and it is still sitting there collecting cobwebs. This most important law that will give us the power to properly police this oil and gas sector is not important for Jagdeo and the PPP.
No, of course not.
You know what is important to them, uncle? When y'all was partying at the end of the year, in the middle of the night, them hustle and pass through into law. Yeah, they pass through into law. To grab hold of the little oil money. They make law for that. But the Petroleum Commission law, that wasn't important to President Ali and Jagdeo and Ashley Singh. They did not put in a law to jail anybody if they thief the oil money. But they put in the law a clause that penalizes anybody who talk about the thieving of it. I gotta repeat the piece because the piece always stick in my head, man. Right? Ashley Singh them did not put in, right, a clause that would jail them, anybody who thief the oil money. But they put in the law a clause that penalizes anybody who talk about thieving the money. Who talk about the thieving of the money? When he was asked why they did not include a specific provision to jail anybody who played jiggery-puggery with the oil money, he said, he smiled and told the reporter, we already got law for people who thief in this country. Could you believe this, man? Every other country that created that bank account for their oil money put in a special clause for jail the minister or any government officials who make their hand fast with that money. Yes, all over. Only Guyana oil law ain't got no penalty to jail either Jagdeo, Ashley Singh, Lall, or whoever interfere with the money.
Is your angel getting Guyana?
No, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know who we have. But I'll tell you, we don't got nothing in there. It's sad. After constant banging from the media and the business community, how the foreigners taking advantage and getting everything, leaving Guyanese with next to nothing with their own wealth. Guess what, Bernard? They finally passed the local content law. 6 years after we final, then they pass it. After all these people had to row and cuss and fight, that's when they run going to pass it. So that Guyanese can get a job. Guyanese can supply a little baji. Guyanese can get to clean their offices, get 1 and 2 trucking service and taxi service and 1 and 2 contracts now to make little money. Wow. Could you believe that, Bernard?
1, 2 because they're born in it.
Yes. Could you believe that, Bernard?
6 years later.
That a country, yes, takes 6 years after it finds massive oil to look out for its own people, man. That's the first thing you want to do, man, to ensure you find wealth there. Make sure my people come first. Make sure every work that's available, that they can do, they get it. Every contract they must get. Not this country.
Before they get the NRF, they could thief the money.
Yes, the first thing they go for is to put law to look after the money.
If the thief ain't go to jail.
Yes.
People talk about the thief ain't go to jail.
Yes. Like I said, Uncle, the draft that was done by Winston Jordan to update the oil law, we have that again. Let me repeat what I said there, man. The draft done by Winston Jordan to update the law, the I law, we have that again that can protect and put money in we pocket, man. Jagdeo. Vikram Bharat and Ashley Singh have no time with that. The I law, the petroleum law. You hear me? Look around and see what they have time for every day. Gas to shore project at Wales. That will never be successful for this nation. And not only Glenn Lall saying so.
International export.
All the international experts have said so. Yes. It will be successful for ExxonMobil. Yes. And for a few private people they are going to install.
They're stooges.
For Guyana, no. Me and you will not benefit anything there. 2 days ago, Kaieteur News carried another story in which some prominent figures in society called on Jagdeo to ensure that the gas to shore contract is put in the open, Uncle, before it is signed. It must come before the public so that the nation can have a say. You see how people waking up, Bernard? They don't know that the corruption can kick in. And they don't want that to happen. They don't want Guyana to go down the road again, making the same mistakes like the coalition did with the ExxonMobil contract. So they're asking for that contract to be in the open so that me and you can see it and we can peruse and have a say in it. Yes, everybody asking. Those people are trying to avoid us having to curse each other. The same way we are doing it now about who is responsible for the oil contract we are stuck with. That's what they're saying. Let us have it so that we don't have to curse down each other. Man, Joshua had a smile when I saw that story. This program on the newspaper is paying off. It is giving us some satisfaction.
Yes.
Thank you, Father. Thank you. Because if it wasn't for us, those people would have never been talking the way they're speaking now. You know? Just a reminder, Uncle, it's Wednesday night. And I would have talked about it. The gas to shore project, if we don't see the contract, we could end up just like the Marriott Hotel and the Barbies Bridge. Bharat Jagdeo, Ashley Singh and Winston Brasington, the three of them, designed that contract in which they designed it in such a way that they install private people secretly. Uncle, you would believe that the PPP came out of office. Would you believe the PPP come out of office? The coalition took over. And them could not find out or know who those secret people in the Marriott Hotel were that were milking the money out of the Marriott. You know that? None of them could have known because it was done.
Confidentiality.
And how secret it was done, how conniving it was done through the bank. You can never know. Wow, they were milking the money. whether the hotel made a profit or not, yes, they were still being paid. It's almost the same thing they did with the Borby's Bridge. The couple private people they install, including Jagdeo's best friend, who owns the single largest block of shares in the bridge, were guaranteed payments regardless whether the bridge make money or lose money. Them by his pocket secure, you know. Yeah, man. They can never lose with such a sweetheart deal. So if we are not careful and demand to see this gas to shore deal, uncle, yes, if we don't demand to see the contract before it is finalized by Barrett Jagdeo and Winston Brasington, we wouldn't be back in the same boat as the Borby's Bridge and the Marriott. We would be on a huge barge sailing to hell. Yeah. Because it's $2 billion American dollars. Bernard? Yes, it's a $2 billion US dollar project. Could you believe that all Guyana debt to this day is $3 billion and we can't pay it? And we can't pay it.
That took 20-something years.
But we are going to add 2 billion more to that 3 billion. Yes, on that gas to shore project with a few private people inside. You didn't hear what I said, Uncle and Auntie? With a few private people inside. Yes, I am tired talking about these private people inside. Y'all remember the Amelia Falls, what they say, it's going to be a Chinese man project. It's a private Chinese man project. To date, President Ali, Bharat Jagdeo and Ashley Singh, plus Winston Brasington, who is heading the Gas to Shore project, who they put to head the Gas to Shore project, have not told the nation or show us how this project will benefit Guyana or if it will ever benefit the Guyanese people. I'm just telling you this thing, you know, because these things, some of you think that Glenn must be repeating himself. I have to repeat myself because, like I said, 20-something years now, we have $3 billion American dollar debt. And this project is putting us at two more, that $5 billion US dollar. I just want you to know, if all of we don't stand up to ensure that this deal is not signed in secret and has confidentiality clauses that keep us out of the loop and in the dark from knowing what is there for us. Man, we in trouble. We in trouble, Uncle. We must know the ins and outs, the pros and cons. After all, Auntie, that $2 billion US dollar gas plant and pipeline investment is money that will be coming out every day from your oil money, shortening your profit while fattening the pockets, of them same private people. Them same private people, Uncle. Tomorrow we are carrying a story in which the opposition leader, Aubrey Norton, is calling on Jagdeo to let Guyana see an updated feasibility study for that project. He's going to push down with throat at Wales. The coalition government, Uncle, had done one when the price was about $700 million. Today the price jumped up more than double, almost $2 billion, or if not, it will go past $2 billion. Man, isn't it time that this nation see whether this project gonna make money for us? Or not?
Definitely.
Yes, Uncle, yes, it's time. And I agree with Aubrey Norton on this one for sure. Come on, man. Come on. I'm not repeating myself. These are things they would like us to just talk once and it come out your head. But I want to hit it in your head the same way it rests or sits in my memory. I get a question, another question on my WhatsApp. Mr. Lall, Jagdev says, when we start producing electricity, the proceeds will pay back for the investment. So why are you saying it will be coming out from the oil money? Yeah, it is a nice question. It is. It is. It is because Jagdev did say that. He did say that. But I don't know when. I don't know when. I can't remember when. Right? And whether I should say this man is lying or if he's a damn liar. I don't know which one I should say. But he did say that. I don't know. I don't know, Bernard. Sometimes when you hear this man speak, like I said, I don't know whether to say this man is lying or if he's a liar or a damn liar. You know? Because nothing, I don't know of anything Jagdev is clean and clear on. Anything this man say or do, he's not clean, he's not clear. 1 minute Jagdev is saying, Exxon will be taking out the pipeline cost from the oil. So Guyana doesn't invest any money. Yes. And Guyana will get what? Cheap electricity. Then, they're going to put down the pipeline and they're going to take out the little money little bit by little bit until it finishes. Then Jagdev said Guyana will be paying a few cents for the gas. And how he's working with them to bring down the price to about 3 cents. I have it on tape from 7 cents. It's a con. It's con. Somebody they going to get con there, Bernard. Then you hear the gas. He said the gas is for free. From bringing down from 7 to 3 cents. Suddenly this thing come for free. One story he and Exxon and everybody stick with is the electricity cost will cut in half, Bernard.
You have a feasibility study that show that?
How that will happen, exactly. How that will happen, they are not telling us. They are not showing us. There is no figure for that, how that will happen. Presently, he said we are paying $60 a kilowatt for electricity. And that's going to cut in half, $30. That is the story they must tell you for make you feel good, uncle. What they're not telling you is that electricity can be reduced or can be produced for half of that. Half them said they're going to reduce it to.
So that is less than 3 cents a kilowatt hour again.
You hear me? Let me repeat this thing slowly to understand, man. Jagdev tell me, presently everybody pays $60. That's 30 US cents. And how this gas, the sure go cut them down by half. Right? 15 cents, which are 30 Guyana dollars per megawatt. But what he's not telling you, uncle, that right now electricity can be produced for half of that what they're going to give us.
Less than half.
What I say is half, and even less than half.
3 cents is 6.
You know what I mean, uncle? Somebody is set to draw maybe a picture. You guys get a picture? Somebody is set to draw a picture, man.
So that is 3 cents per kilowatt hour again.
Yes, I know.
6 Guyana dollars.
Yeah.
Not 30, 6.
If a man been supplying you mangoes at $20 for one, Joshua. And he suddenly tell you he going to cut the price by half, $10 for mango. You're going to be happy, right? Yes, you're going to be happy. But he ain't telling you that the same mango price dropped so low that you can buy the same mango for $5 instead of $10. That is the line Exxon Mobil and the other white man were being here the other day. Come up with to entrap Guyana with that gas to show project at Wales. And that is the line they sell to Jagdeo and President Ali so that they in turn can sell us back that. Is every angle these guys would want to entrap you, uncle, you and me, and keep you and me right there to swizzle our pockets through the oil money. To tell us the electricity proceeds will pay back for the investment and not the oil money is another bullies. Yes, Jagdeo is pushing on we. If that is so, uncle, do the maths. The guy that asked the question, do the maths. $2 billion Guyana using for less than 100 megawatt at the price of 15 cents. And you see in which century we're going to be able to don't pay back that project cost. Or tell Jagdeo, Ashley Singh and Winston Brassington to show y'all that. Yes. And I only say 100 megawatt. Listen to me carefully. They are going to supply the 200 or 250. Guyana is using about 165, 170 by now. But they said they're going to supply 250. I don't know where they're going to put it 250 for now. They must got throw that in the wind. But you check on it. If we're only using 160, check the price and check when we're going to done pay. When we're going to be able to done pay back for that $2 billion project. You know, Bernard, let me end tonight's program by saying this. Every media house, all the gas exports in the world, now the opposition leader is calling on them for a feasibility study on this project. Let me add my piece. I will split $1 million of my personal money between Jagdeo, Ashley Singh and Winston Brassington for an independent, trustworthy feasibility study to be done on that gas to shore project. Isn't that a fair deal, Bernard? Imagine a man, Joshua, making a handsome offer to you for you to get something done in which you just have to take the government money and hire somebody to come do the study. And you not doing that, Bernard? Huh? You're not doing that for get $1 million? Then, what you got up your sleeve, Bernard? Not again, man. Not again. This country has been through too many things with these guys. Too many things, man. Papa, Auntie, Uncle, Mommy went through too many things with these people. Come on. They got to do a feasibility study now for the gas to shore project. If not, Guyana debt will be doubled come 1 year. That is what I want? Come on, no. When I see him, ask him, say, show us, tell us. When they come at your bottom house next time and say, electricity will cut in half, tell him, no, show us. Bring the figure and show us in the face. They can't do that, uncle, because the Ponzi scheme they're pulling on y'all. Did I say namaste all night? No, I didn't. So let me take this opportunity and say namaste to all you wonderful people. God bless you. Have a good night. And once again, I want to say again, congratulations and best wishes to all those top students from the Essequibo Coast. I am an Essequibian, and I love you guys. And don't forget, you have a token of appreciation to collect from me here. Joshua,
Yes, sir.
please open the phone lines.
All right, 99.1 and 99.5 FM. That's your frequency check. You can call us on 226-7453-4. That's 226-7453 or 74. 622-2222 or 624-6456. That is for WhatsApp calls only. All right, so and of course you can comment on our live stream, and we will read it if you have any questions.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Glenlall.
Mhm.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Mr. Glenlall,
Yeah?
I have a contribution to make tonight. FDR won the election in 1933. He gave a speech. He was paralyzed. He was afraid. And he said, and I quote, "There is nothing to fear than fear itself."
Mm-hmm.
He then go on to serve his country for 4 terms where he died in office.
Yep.
A poet once wrote, "It's better to try and fail than never to try at all."
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Glenlall, I think it's an honor that the people is calling upon you to be their leaders. You once said, if the people want you to lead, you will do so. Please tell them, Mr. Glenlall.
I like this kid. I like this kid.
Hello?
I like this kid. I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you. I am hearing you.
Okay. Mr. Glenlall,
Yeah.
please, wait, let me get to where I was. You once said that if the people want you to lead, you will do so. Please tell the nation what is your honest and humble opinion on your intent. As you once said, for years, both sides is selling out our country. Are you willing to take the baton and run with it
I hear
as
you.
their leader?
I hear you. Any other thing?
No, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody put him up. Somebody put this gentleman up to ask me such a question. You know, 1 second. Yes, good evening.
Hey, good evening, sir. Mr. Glenn, how are you doing, man?
All right.
Here.
Can you hold 1 second?
The postman.
Can you hold 1 second? Can you hold 1 second?
Yes,
I have a question to answer from the previous caller.
Okay,
The
okay.
caller
No problem,
asked.
man. Everything on the line.
The caller asked if I will take up the baton to lead this country. Let me say this, and I'm going to say it finally, once and for all. If Glenn Lall see he has the support from the masses of this country to take a landslide victory, man, I will be more than delighted to,
Man, Glenn,
hold
you-
any baton. So let's get
You
going.
is the independent individual, man. And I think that there is no more individual capable and suitable for that position but you, man. You see, the business sector in this country is facing the very blunt of these people administration, these people's shortmanship, man. You know, it's a set of mess. You can imagine here in region number 2, man, that where we are, right? In region number 2 here. Essequibo Coast, right?
Yeah.
We have a member of parliament that represents each county. We have a member of parliament by the name of Nigel Lall. You can tell me where that guy is? They have a member of parliament that doesn't live in Essequibo. How can we, as residents of Essequibo, voice our concern of things that are affecting us all over? These people are I cannot, man, there's no proper word to describe these people, man. You know, it's a shame.
I can feel the frustration. I can feel the disgust in you. And I am so happy that you, an Essequibian, you guys are beginning to see the real and true colors of your leaders in this land. Not only in the PPP, but also the AFC and the PNC. What happened? You don't call on the government leaders. The opposition are leaders too. They have a voice and they have a say. Equal to that of these MPs. They are all MPs.
These people changed the previous administration and think that they put a better administration. But this administration is like 2 times more worse. You understand? This administration, what these people stay in their finger for, is 2 times more worse than the previous administration.
I hear you, brother. I hear you.
I don't know where these people are heading for. If these people are taking
I hear you, my friend. I hear you. But let's.
part of a joyride or something, man. You know, we as young people in this country need to rise up, man. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where these people are taking us. Look, they have a fisherman grant so long. Promise these people and telling these people all sort of a gymnastic, you know, that fishermen need to pay tax, fishermen need to get themselves register. It's like this money when they're paying us as the fisherman, this money when they're giving you, you don't have to work in the next 5 years. They give you enough money, you know. Like these people, well, I don't know what to say, man. You know, I don't know what to say about these people. Yes. Good, man. Good.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you.
I'm glad that you're doing a great job, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you.
You
Thank you.
keep up the good work, man. You know, good
Thank
man.
you.
May God bless you, buddy.
Thank you. God bless you too. Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
man.
You know, Barack Obama said, an uninformed society, wow, leads to destruction.
Knowledge is power.
Yes.
That is why you want to keep knowledge away from the people.
Yes, an uninformed society is a threat to democracy, brother.
have a caller on the line.
Take that call.
Caller, good evening and
Democracy.
welcome.
Hi, good night, everybody on the panel.
Good evening.
You know what I don't like, and I need Guyana to get highlight about this thing. You know what I don't like, and I need Guyana
Raise it.
to get highlight. Everything that the PPP done. When the coalition going, they scrap it. Watch with the Durban Park and other thing, the bus will Granger, everything park up. When this government do things, when the other one going, he scrap it. When this one come out from there and this other one going, they scrap out the one doing, and we taxpayer money going down. I need Guyana to know and open the eye and see what is these two set of people doing to we in this country over 50 years now. Watch things with Bornum in the past, they don't fix it. Only when AP and you go in there. Them they say, look the amount of billions they're throwing away one side. And them are raising taxpayer pay.
Can you
Right?
hold
Them
on
are
the
raising
line for
public
me?
assistance and pension.
Can you hold on the line for me?
Yeah.
You know, we have been going through this roller coaster game for umpteen years now. I have seen
Yes.
so much, right? That I supported the AFC when they came up, and I said, you know what, these guys gonna make a difference. Raphael Trotman, Ramjatan, and Moses Nagamutu, and them. David Patterson, all of them. Lo and behold, when them guys go in there, the PPP and the PNC mentality still rests, still embedded in them. It was like, what did we do all over again? You know? And this is why I'm telling you, it's a difficult thing to grasp. These political parties, because the culture within them is of such that this is their mentality. You know, you gotta get people, you gotta get someone completely out of that realm, that frame of mind, to say, you know what?
Yes.
Let's take this place. I don't want to hear anything but PPP, PNC. I don't want to hear about Indians and Negroes. Man, I don't want to hear nothing about Amerindians, Chinese, or Portuguese. I want to look at Guyanese. You know?
Yes.
And
This thing,
Go ahead.
this thing, Mr. Glenn, we fed up with this kind of type of living. What they said today, you know, they're showing a plain bare face racialism thing.
Yeah.
Why them a take off the fixing nothing that Grange up, make and going broken down and going and ratting out. Yeah, this is what really going on. What the school up so on the East Coast were born on Bill there. People got for complaining how this bad, the bad, and them doing things for fix for the student in the school. Yeah. Be fed up of these kind of living. Them two politicians said they did like two Mickey Mouse. Them are looking after the nation interests. Yeah, people in here fed up of them and nothing, and them still running about this and that. People don't want to see these people.
I hear you, my friend. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that each day I speak to you people. You know, my heart is overwhelming with joy when I listen to you people, because I am beginning to feel what I'm doing. I am making a difference in this land. You know,
Yeah, the things them that they're doing, they're making the people them getting more racial, like, because I want what Durban Park and other things that APN you make and fix the and them are going up for fix nothing. Take off the bus, the train them got for their catching other transportation. What they do with all them bus? Yeah, they could put it and let the people them still use the bus. No, they take it off and park it. Yeah, this what kind of politics these men are really dealing with this nation. This thing that will stop.
I hear you, my friend. But I want you to understand, right?
Yeah.
You're talking about this bus and this bus service, right? I want you to understand that this is their mentality. This is a culture, and this is how they think. They are talking about a bus and running after a bus. We should not be talking or running after a bus, my friend. We should have had by now sophisticated train service in this land. With the kind of wealth we have, we should have been collecting already. Like I said, had we sold those oil blocks, you know how much billions we would have had? We would have been able to bring in China, bring in the best in Japan or in Malaysia, and say, listen, just get some sophisticated train lines and trains into Guyana. From Timeri, from Berbice, from Essequibo. We can even bridge Essequibo already. That's the kind of wealth this country has already, bro.
Mr. Glenn, I think these banners all set to them, let it hold them accountable for these things that they're doing and misleading this nation. They go in jail. They mustn't even left this country for God no way.
I support you 100% there. Do you know when...
They mustn't left this country for God no way. All the money what they got, I know they left poor people crying. They're going to dare and left it, and other people going to inherit it. I know that.
Do you know where some of them used to live when they come out of 2015 election? Huh? Out of this country. Brasington was one of them. Ashley Singh was another one. Robert Prasad was another one. All of them run away. As soon as they win, they run back here. You know why they run back here?
Mr. Glenn? Mr. Glenn, people Guyanese overseas should know where these people family living overseas. Here and all the family them all over because they're gonna left this money for the family and watch the family in the background.
My friend.
I'm watch them with a close eye because all the money gonna come back in Guyana. And
Thank you. Bernard, I like that guy. He's a practical man, you know. These are practical people. But what I want to tell him, they're not as stupid to get catch with that little money with a family overseas, my friend.
Exactly. They're much more sophisticated.
Yes, they're much more sophisticated. Yeah, listen, some of them are sophisticated guys, you know.
They're not stupid.
But here, today's technology, they can't run and hide for long and far. Believe me. Trust me on that. They're going to get catch. We don't have to go peep and seek with a family. No.
At least you guys are waking up the blame.
Yeah,
Or
I'm
messages
happy.
getting across. Or messages getting across.
Yeah, I like it.
They're realizing who mama getting them, who's
Yes.
them, you know?
I like it. I love it, man. I love it.
When you have leaders with no vision, like you know in China, right? China, the government puts forward every season a 5-year plan. 5-year plan. You know?
Good night,
Our
Mr.
government
Lall.
put for a 5-month plan, what is a 5-year plan?
1 second.
Caller, good evening and welcome.
Yeah, good night, Josh.
Good night.
Yeah, I just want to mention something. Earlier today, Mr. Lall, you say that all of these entities, they ain't saying nothing. The private sector, they ain't saying nothing concerning the island. But when you go there and doing what you gotta do, they're suing you, which on my own knowledge, they're supposed to be with you because you're fighting for a cause for the people them. And they need to back you up. And they ain't backing you up, so the people them gotta see now that there's not for the people. Them is for themselves and their friends them. You know? The other day they're saying that they're gonna implement a system so the Venezuelan could get jobs. But what about your Guyanese people them? What about your own people them? It's like making me think now that, okay, you ain't got time with your people them. You doing things to get a good name. So people say, oh yeah, you're a nice guy, and you got your people them punishing. You know what I'm saying? And it's not right. And the people them, you know, with the previous caller said just now, it's so right. You know, look at Durban Park. You know what I mean? It's taxpayer money. You know, the man he bringing 2 bus for the kids them, and look at the bus them over there. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's something of good, you know, and you see of it's good, you continue with that legacy. You know what I'm saying? You put aside everything. So when I see and I sit back, I listen and I watching, I'm like, yo, you know, it's not one Guyana. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you,
It's
brother.
one Guyana within your own circle. I know the motto of Guyana is one people, one nation, one destiny. What about that? You know? So, you know, the people them need to come out and do what we gotta do. We put aside Indians, black or whatever. It's about one Guyana, one people, one nation, one destiny.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And what you doing, Mr. Glenn? I've been, you know, following you for a very long time now, and you has look forward to every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You
Thank
know what
you,
I'm saying? I sit down and just listen to you, and you know, you enlighten me so much more that was going on, and people need to see and in tune more that was going on, because look, we got island everything and people punishing. Look, you go in the market, one little belanje is $100. You know what I'm saying? And we, it's not to say we importing these things. You know what I mean? It's right there. It's really something going wrong. And they're not giving money to the people you know what I'm saying? That okay, yeah, raise up the people salary, do something about it. You just punishing the people and the people suffering.
Thank
You
you.
know what I mean?
Thank you, my friend.
When I call, I wanna call and say something good. I don't wanna call and gotta say something that with the government is not doing. You know what I'm saying? I must be oh yeah, these people doing something for me. I'm a single parent. I raising two children. You know what I'm saying? I had dealings with the previous government with social protection and whatever, and this government after now they never ring my phone and come and look for me and say, Mr. So and so, what can we do for you? Oh, you know, but you know, God is great all the time though.
God
Thank you
always
so
great.
much, guys. You know, I wanna come out there a day, you know, and protest with you because it's of a right cause.
Thank you, my
You know what
friend.
I'm saying?
Thank you.
It's a right
Thank you.
cause, and One day you familiar with me when I come out there and give you a tap on your shoulder.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for answering my
Thank you.
call. You guys
Good.
have a blessed night.
You too. You too. You too. I have another call here. Caller, can you please hold? I want to tell that gentleman that I want to remind that gentleman that
Mr. Glenn, I'll hold it.
we're the fastest growing economy on earth. The whole world talking about that. Yesterday they hijacked a car. And we got hijacked in a vehicle, robbery left, right, and center in this country. People starving, people don't have money to send their children to school. And we are the fastest growing economy on earth per capita, per person. Yes, sir, go ahead. You see, these are the things we have to remind people of. You got to sink in their head. You know, people need to know how rich they are and what's happening with their wealth. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, caller.
Hi, Glenn. You hearing me there?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yes. I call him for region 2. I hear this president talking about all in country talking about Guyana, right? But where is Guyana? Where is the money?
Oh, you're asking a question, where is the money? Guyana is producing.
All the country talking about Guyana.
Well, Guyana is producing. Guyana has a mango tree that is bearing.
You know the next thing they do too, right? They got a feeding program for school children in this country. Give them a box of juice and a pack of biscuit. And on the biscuit back, man, I think I can, I know I can.
My friend, all them grants and all you see them little handouts and all them gifts and all these things where you see they're giving is borrow money. The oil money.
I try to tell the people down here that these people are borrowing money. They think it's free thing they're getting all the time.
Yes, it's me and you got to pay back the loan. The trucks are breaking up every single way you turn. And three quarter of the trucks working for the oil industry or working with the oil industry. It relates to the oil industry. So when the roads break up and we break up our vehicles, our little PG wing machines, we got to find money from our pocket. So it's like an extra strain on us. I talked about it last week when I went to the airport. 3 hours took me from the Harbour Bridge to the airport and back, just to pick up, or just to drop off and come back. The roads in a terrible state. I am told this afternoon that they are resurfacing the Diamond to Groove, or Groove to Diamond neighbor piece. So at least they are beginning to patch it or to fix it. But guess what, Uncle? That is an expense coming out from our taxpayers' dollars, me and you money. That's not the oil money. So, you see, they're fetching out the oil, we are not getting anything, and we got to take our little penny to fix the road. That's the business we are doing.
We have a caller here. Caller, good evening. Go ahead.
Good evening, sirs.
Good evening.
Good evening.
All right. I'm glad I got. Now, I got to make a few comments. I know you started off on a good note by expressing your elation of the 3 students from the Anna Regina Multilaterals doing well at CXC and so on.
Yes.
Now, that brings me, and I would also join with you in congratulating those students and every other students that wrote CXC around Guyana too. However,
I appreciate
one of the things that, yes, thank you. One of the things that irks me is this idea, this same NAMS, not NAMS, ARMS, Anna Regina Multilateral. I have a problem. Those schools were renamed by this PBP government at some period in time back. I don't know if it was the Ramutar government or or which one of them, but I was made to understand that those schools, the multilaterals, were renamed For example, the New Amsterdam Multilateral is renamed New Amsterdam Secondary. Anna Regina is known as Anna Regina Secondary. Now, I have a problem with that. Mr. Burnham, regardless of who he was, he had a vision back then, and he made those 5 schools. Why would a government with their ideological philosophy go and rename those schools? Those are important legacies that was left to this country, and those schools have been producing students year after year, top quality students. Through your platform here, I would like to call on the Alumni Association for those respective schools to have this government do what is right to rename those schools with their proper names.
Can you hold a second?
Yes.
Can you hold a second? Can you stick a pin there?
Yes, I am.
Well, I have a little qualms about what you're saying there. And this is where I got issues. I take issues. We're talking, look what we're wasting our time with. Talking about a school that has been renamed. The school, a school is a school. A school teaches, and that's all it does. Educates the society or the populace, whichever you want to say.
Right, it molds the mind.
We should not be wasting this precious time we have here to talk about who changed a name. Cherry Jagan changed, this one changed. Come on, let's do better than that.
No.
And I think you can do better than that. Let's talk something.
I know you have other issues, and I know what your program is all about. But what I'm saying is that since I noticed a lot of callers would have made a lot of contribution, or they talk something relating to education tonight, so that's why I have that qualms, and so I said I was going to do it. However, I have other things to say.
Yeah, man, changing a name here.
Yeah, let me leave that. That's one.
Thank you.
Now there's this issue that is on my mind.
Go ahead.
The contract that you spoke about with the hotel and the bridge.
Yes.
And why they cannot be shown to the public for perusal and so on, right?
Yeah.
Now, if those things are called a contract, wasn't it they're supposed to be gazetted and in the public domain?
No. The Burbis Bridge. The Burbis Bridge. It took us a long time to get that information through the registry when they file their financials. We got that.
Okay.
With the Marriott Hotel, right? Sadly, that has been so tricky and so carefully and thoughtfully thought out and designed that we will never be able to know who they are. What they did, what Jack Davidham did, they used Republic Bank Trinidad and Tobago in Trinidad to pass those private people through the bank. So basically the bank is fronting, the bank is the name behind the investor. The bank is the name behind the investor on the Marriott. And banks and banks do not give out information about their clients. So we will never be able to know unless you find a very good friend working in Republic Bank Trinidad. If you find somebody there and they could peep the card and see who are the private people and let us know. If not, we will never be able to know.
Well, that's a revelation. I didn't even know that, and I'm certain a lot of Guyanese for the first time is hearing this thing that you're saying there.
Yes, you can hide.
Away. That Mr.
A lot of
right
investments. Hold 1 second. A lot of investments, you hear me, are being hidden through banks.
Okay.
Right? Because banks, they have their own special laws and clause and confidentiality within it that you can't you can never know. I myself, if I want to invest in something, I go through a bank and say, bank, I want you to manage my money into that investment. And nobody will know it's lend money there. And this is what I do. Listen, you're dealing with intelligent people in this land, you know.
People who
I
know,
know.
people who understand how to
Yes.
manipulate, twist,
Right.
and
Well,
dance with the system.
yes. Well, I could imagine having those, at least those popular names that you would call out. They over the years would have honed their skills, so they are very good at what they're doing.
Yeah.
But you know, I always believe that good will always triumph over evil someday, and I hope whenever it's been revealed.
I believe that one, my friend. I know that one.
Okay. Now, one of the things that irks me also is that this Guyana isn't a communist country, like, for example, Cuba, our neighbor Cuba. So why is a government involving in the private sector business, for example, in the hotel industry? I find that to be very shady. Right away, that raises red flags. This is not a communist, only like communist Cuba has their hands on hotels and everything they actually own in Cuba, right? So I find it very...
One second. That's a beautiful question you asked there. That's a very beautiful question you asked there. The way the Marriott Hotel was designed, okay? Hadn't we found oil? Hadn't we found oil? You hear me? To make that hotel profitable. Brother, that hotel would have gone from our hands. It was designed that way. It was it would have left Guyana hand and into the private people's hand. But we have to thank God Almighty that we find oil and it was beginning to pay for itself. And I am told that the coalition government Benin took over the Republic Bank loan and said no, we'll handle it. So the hotel now becomes the property of Guyana.
Wow.
Whatever but that doesn't prevent or secure we as sealed. This government can still go tomorrow morning and say, you know what, the Marriott Hotel we want to put it on sale. We want to get rid of it. And
yes, I know.
And the guys them can still walk back into it.
I know, but don't you think that might be the plan somewhere down the future?
Well, let's watch and see. It's like the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. I think they were planning to. Jagde was planning to do with the Amelia Falls project. Same thing.
And this brings me to the other question. Can you say if the other hotels that are being talked about that will be going up, the international hotels, do you know if government has a hand in any of those things, or is just private investors?
Government do not have no hand in it. Matter of fact, our Guyanese people, I don't think any, very little Guyanese has participation in those things. I've talked a lot on it. They have I would have liked to get involved in a hotel there. My staff would have liked to get involved with it. Everybody would have liked to get involved.
Why you shouldn't? Because I mean, you have the necessary the experience, you have the money and so on. I don't think any Guyanese, for example, should have had a problem if they wanted to get in.
Well, they didn't give us the opportunity. They just give the foreigners. They give the foreigners every bit.
Well, that isn't a classic example of where Guyanese is being treated as second-class citizen right in our own backyard or in our own yard?
Exactly. It was a big hue and fight over Guyanese. What should be for Guyanese? That's how
I know.
That's how the shore base is going up at Reading Hoop.
I know.
Some Guyanese guys running it, owns it, right? Because the oil companies had to lend a helping hand before they can get going. And the government step in and ensure that local content kicks in and local people benefit something. That's how they get it there. If not, you will see another European company or another white folk would end up owning that.
Or Halliburton
now-
or some of these other companies.
Right. I know there is a plethora of them. They're just only waiting, and how the things are turning very tight in Europe. I bet they're going to run to this shore very soon.
They're coming. They're already here. Lots
Yes,
of them
I know.
already here.
Yeah. You know, it reminds me of well, you would have said it so clearly, right? In our programs. And I think Guyanese they shouldn't want anything more clearer to understand where this government is taking our country. And I would like to use this platform here to say right now that the Guyanese people are calling on the government to release all those contracts. If they claim, as what they said, they were all about transparency and accountability, I, as a private citizen, I'm calling on the government to release those contracts for public perusal, right? Because what is it that you have to hide? What is it there that you don't want the public to see? And I'm certain all Guyanese should agree with me, right? This thing, I would have seen the press conference where he had promised you, and I've been hearing you talking, this is how much, since last week or the other week, and up to now you haven't said you received it.
Exactly.
So something is very fishy there, right?
He doesn't want it. He doesn't want, Dr. Jagdev does not want to release those contracts.
Contract, right?
And it's
I
he.
know. Well, you see,
I could clearly say Jagdev is the hindrance to those contracts. Nobody else.
I would agree with you.
And
I would agree
am
with you
saying,
because
it's just that I know a lot of things. But I just don't want to get anybody into trouble.
yes.
But
I
Jagdev is the
understand, I
one
understand.
who is the hindrance of those contracts coming to light. But
Yes,
like I said, I have the contracts in my hand.
Okay,
I could
okay.
tell you what's going on. But I want to
Wow.
ensure that it comes from them officially. Because I don't want to say something and they go twitch it up inside and say, no, Glenn Lall got it wrong.
Okay.
Glenn Lall got
Yes,
a fake
I agree.
copy.
I
Yeah?
agree. I agree with you.
But I know I
Well-
have the contract in my hand. And then the right contract.
Yes, well, let me say this, Mr. La, like previous callers would have mentioned, you know, the Guyanese people, they are really looking out, they're really looking up to you. And, you know, don't really say much about it, but let me just say this, keep up the good work that you're doing.
Thank you.
And I am, rest assured that I here is one of the person who is really fully behind you. All right, so you have my support, and I would very much like to call on Guyanese people to get wise up and to really understand what is taking place in our country right now. This is that we have had enough of the bitter end of the stick, and it's time now we leave that and we go for what is rightfully ours. And I say that, and thank you very much for listening, and have a good night.
With that said, I end tonight's program. I love you guys. Have a great night. Thank you.